Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachadini. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatadine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vacharam Pangam Nandati Yatkupatam Hamande Shri Guru Dinatagine. Hare Krishna. So today we'll see verse number 5 of chapter 7, knowledge of the absolute. So Krishna is explaining to Arjuna about two knowledge, the knowledge about the things that we can see and knowledge about things that we cannot see. And Krishna says that if you know these both, then there is nothing further to be known. So yesterday's verse we saw Krishna explained about the energy that we can see with the eyes around our world, around us. And this is also one of the way to link whatever we see around us to Krishna. So now Krishna is going to tell about the next energy. Apareyam etastava anyam.
Apareyam itastvanyam
Prakrutim vidhi me param.
prakritim
vidhi me param.
Jiva bhuta mahabaho.
Jiva bhuta mahabaho
Yedam dharyate jagat.
yedam daryate jagat.
Pareyam etastva anyam.
Apareyam itastvanyam
Prakrutim vidhi me param.
prakritim vidya me param.
Jiva bhuta mahabaho.
Jiva bhuta mahabaho
Yedam dharyate jagat.
yedam daryate jagat.
Please chant.
Apareyam itastvanyam prakritim vidya me param. Jiva bhuta mahabaho yedam daryate jagat.
Apareyam itastva anyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yaedam dharyate jagat.
Okay, so translation and purport. Besides these, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. Purport. Here it is clearly mentioned that living entities belong to the superior nature or energy of the Supreme Lord. The inferior energy is matter manifested in different elements, namely earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Both forms of material nature, namely gross, earth, etc., and subtle, mind, etc., are products of inferior energy. The living entities who are exploiting these inferior energies for different purposes are superior energy of the Supreme Lord. And it is due to this energy that the entire material world functions. The cosmic manifestation has no power to act unless it is moved by superior energy, the living entity. Energies are always controlled by energetic, and therefore the living entities are always controlled by the Lord. They have no independent existence. They are never equally powerful as unintelligent men think. The distinction between the living entity and the Lord is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:87-30 as follows. Parimita Dhruvastanu Bruto Yadi Sarvagatas Tarhi na Shashya Teti Niyamo Dhruva Neta Tha Ajani cha Yanmayam Tad Avimucha Niyantra Bhavet Samam Anujanatam Yad Amatam Mata Tushta Taya. O Supreme Eternal, if embodied living entities were eternal and all pervading like you, then why would not be under your control? Then they would not be under your control. But if living entities are accepted as minute energies of your lordship, then they are at once subject to your supreme control. Therefore, the real liberation entails surrender by living entity to your control, and the surrender will make them happy. In that constitutional position only can they be controllers. Therefore, men with limited knowledge who advocate the monistic theory that God and the living entities are equal in all respect are actually guided by faulty and polluted opinion. Supreme Lord Krishna is the only controller and all living entities are controlled by him. These living entities are his superior energy because the quality of their existence is one and the same with Supreme, but they are never equal to Lord in quantity of power. While exploiting the gross, subtle, inferior energy matter, superior energy living entity forgets his real spiritual mind and intelligence. This forgetfulness is due to influence of the matter upon living entity. But when the living entity becomes free from the influence of illusionary material energy, he attains stage called mukti or liberation. The false ego, under the influence of material illusion, thinks I am matter and material acquisitions are mine. His actual position is realized when he is liberated from the material ideas, including the conception of becoming one with, in all respect, with the God. Therefore, one may conclude that Gita confirms living entity to be one of the multi-energies of Krishna. When this energy is freed from material contamination, it becomes fully Krishna conscious or liberated. So in this verse, we see two opposite words, Apareyam and Param. So Apara Shakti is the energy that Krishna explained in the last verse. So last verse actually Krishna used the word Bhinna, Bhinna Prakriti. So as a separated, so Srila Prabhupada translated as separated. Right? But yeah, it is energy of the Lord, but when it is Bhinna means Apara, it is inferior. And then Krishna says now there is one more energy which is Para or which is superior. So we can also say like Para also means spiritual, it's beyond. And Apara is not beyond it, it is within this material world. And Para Shakti is the Shakti which is beyond the material world. So that is the another energy that Krishna is describing here. So Jiva Bhuta Mahabhava. So all the living entities are the superior energy. And what they are doing, they are Yayedam Dharyate Jagat. They are busy, we all, they means we all, are busy utilizing or exploiting this inferior nature. So, so Krishna told that I will tell you both the things. So the last verse explained about the energies which cannot act on their own. Right? Earth has energy of say coal, which can be used to create energy, but somebody has to take out that coal and then it can be used. So who will take it out? The jivas will take it out, and they will, then somebody will take the coal out of earth and create his own factory and earn money. He will exploit that natural resource. Somebody will take out diamonds from the earth, and then they will exploit that particular space, land, for his own benefit, right? So this is how we are actually exploiting the things. So sound vibration is also for spiritual things, but now we have so many different sounds which are not spiritual. So that is actually exploiting. Exploiting means misusing the thing. So our senses are also for purification, but we don't use them always for purification. So that is also exploiting. So this way, and as we are having the living entities having superior energy, it has power. So we talked yesterday that in bhakti terms, when we say knowledge, knowledge is the description or understanding the powers of the Supreme Lord. That is in bhakti terms. So that's why all this chapter is bhakti, is related to bhakti, because it is Krishna is saying that this is my energy. So whenever we think, we can relate it to Krishna. So whenever all the things are related, anything that is related to Krishna or his devotees or his energies, that becomes Parashakti. Right? So Krishna is actually trying to tell Arjuna how he can link to me and how he can engage his mind always thinking about me. Right? So this chapter started with that purpose. So now Krishna, so Srila Prabhupada mentions about also the difference between the living entity and the Supreme Lord. So living entity, Krishna clearly tells it is my superior energy. So it's subordinate to the Supreme Lord. So we are not equal with the Lord. But if we surrender, then we have Lord with us, and that is unlimited energy. So this way, these two energies, the material energy and the spiritual energy, both have the um, source as Krishna. So if you know the energy and the energetic from which it is coming, then that is the complete knowledge. So um, what we can learn from this is we, as living entities, the difference between the living entities, the superior energy and the inferior energy is the consciousness. So we have the consciousness of what we are doing, how our intelligence is working, how our mind is working. So the superior energy has that uh, plus point or advantage or difference from the inferior energy. And that's how we use the uh, inferior energies. So, in one way, we are if we are not using our senses or our intelligence or our even mind also for service of the Lord, then actually we are exploiting our intelligence also to do the wrong things. So this is what Krishna is clearly telling, that we are actually exploiting the his inferior energy. And now Krishna will tell more details, because he has to tell that all these two have source as Krishna. Then the knowledge becomes complete. And then Krishna has to tell us how we can think of these energies and we can relate to that knowledge. And then Krishna will also explain who surrenders unto him, who don't surrender unto him. So that we'll see in the next verses. But today's verse actually is telling us that Yayedam Dharyate Jagat. We are utilizing the resources given by Krishna. So we should try to utilize as much as possible in a better way in Bhakti Marga. We will fail many times, but at least we should know we are failing to utilize the energy properly, so that next time maybe we will utilize properly. So this is the our consciousness that defines how that energy is utilized properly or it is exploited. So if the consciousness is to serve the Lord or connect with the Lord, then it becomes utilized properly. Otherwise, if the consciousness is to use for our own sense gratification, it becomes exploiting. So tomorrow, no, next verses, Krishna will tell about the sources of these two energies. So that we'll see tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So anybody wants to add any comments, questions? Okay, thank you very much for joining. Let's see tomorrow about the source and how to connect it to Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Krishna, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.